say
Anything
jump
else?
into your community. Like that was just game changing for me. Joining this community that was something doable that I could actually implement. And the information that you guys have shared is truly working. Like just follow the steps, follow the scripts, don't give up, don't stop. And it can work. It does work.
All right. Hey, everybody. We have Heather with us here today. She is a part of our community card playbook membership, and she is just absolutely killing it. It's like watching myself in action. I love it. So we just wanted to hop on here with Heather and give her the chance to kind of tell her story and tell you guys all about her. So Heather, if you kind of want to give us your background, both personal and professional, and what kind of led you here today.
Oh man, I had a rough start, honestly. We ended up moving last minute, no notice, from Washington, Western Washington to Idaho this summer in June, and I was not expecting it. So from the moment that it came up to when we were loading in the U-Hauls and had our house sold was 4 weeks. And so we just dove in, quit my job, moved over here, and I thought I'd go just start applying to jobs, find something similar to what I was doing in Washington. I worked for the state,
Okay.
and it did not go according to plan. So 300 applications later, I'm like, okay. And I'd been a part of Jake's community group for the last year, and I'm like, ooh, I should just jump in. And the 9 by 12 method for this area was just not working, not getting traction. So then I found your interview and your guys's whole community card thing. And it just seemed much more feasible and doable for the businesses that I specifically were approaching and wanted to help. So, and then, yeah, it just ended up taking off from there. Had some bumps along the way and have had to tweak some things, but it's been amazing. And I've met incredible people and businesses that I'm excited to help and keep going and see where it ends.
So did you guys like you guys moved, so you had to quit your job, right?
Yep,
Okay.
it ended up going remote after COVID, and they even sold our office space through the state.
Oh,
So I thought, well, this is a remote job, should be willing to transfer to a bordering state. Yeah, no,
oh
nope.
my gosh.
Well,
So no flexibility, typical of the state. So
Yeah,
well, I,
right.
I actually have a funny story of why I quit my job, and I quit my job this year in January, and the whole reason I quit it was remote, and we had booked an investor cruise to go on, and the only reason that I quit is because I didn't have enough PTO.
yep,
So it was like, why would I miss like a huge opportunity to go on a boat and meet a bunch of
yep.
like-minded people or stay at a job that was only making, yeah, I was making over 20 something an hour, but just it was I thought that would be more worth it to go talk to people that are like-minded.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just have to take the leap. And I feel like in your case, you weren't planning on taking the leap, but sometimes the universe is just like, it's time, let's
Yeah.
do this.
Yep.
Yes. Well, it's like I'm also a single parent with two kids, two
Yeah,
teenagers, 17 and 19. And
gosh.
when the job thing wasn't panning out, I was blessed that I had a savings when I
Yeah.
moved, because that's the only way that, I was staying afloat. But, you get to the point where, okay, plan A is not working.
Right.
So you have to dive in, both feet, plan B, and
Yeah.
just go for it. And that that kind of motivation has also been such a driver and given me a lot more courage
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
keep going with it, not give up. And because it is hard and you get a lot of no's, and
Mm.
I'm an introvert and I'm not a salesperson, and I feel like this whole thing at first glance, I'm like, this is not made for me, this is not something I'm going to thrive at. And it's been actually incredible, and it's really helped me grow individually and given me a lot of confidence. And getting through those no's to find the right yeses is it's just crazy how
Yeah.
powerful it is.
Yeah.
So
That's all that it's about. And it's funny
yes.
'cause I'm like the biggest introvert you would ever meet. And Dalton's always like, "Oh, she's the salesperson." I am.
She's a
And
lot more extroverted than me.
I'm like, I would rather be at home in bed than trying to sell somebody something. But for some reason, I'm kind of sort of maybe good at it. So I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the same thing like with the postcards. Like, you gotta reach. Let's say we set up the 2,500. That's the normal standard, and maybe 1% actually, get a call, which would be 25 people. Like,
Mhm.
that's the numbers you're playing with. Same thing when you're doing your outreach. It's all a numbers game. You're getting a
Mhm.
bunch of no's until you get that
Yeah.
small margin. But like, what does that 1% do for your business?
Exactly.
Like, you only need 1% to be super
Mhm.
successful. You don't need the other 99%. Who cares about them?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. And I
Yeah.
feel like Dalton and I don't have kids, but I feel like I've always said if I was in a position and I had children, I would do anything. And that's exactly what you're doing. You are just taking it by the reins. You are making it your own. And I can tell that that gives you so much more drive. And
Yeah,
it's
it
great.
does.
You're doing really good.
Yeah. No, it's been incredible. I mean, working a full-time job, you work 40 hours, maybe 50 hours overtime or something. And this, it's like I'm working 80 to 100 hours, easy.
Right.
But it feels so much less stressful, more freedom, so much more flexibility, where unless I'm in a meeting,
Yeah.
or networking in that moment, when something happened, when my son's car broke down or when my daughter forgot something at school or whatever, I can actually run and help. I
Hmm.
can be there for different events. I can go to all her volleyball games. And that is really hard to do with a 9 to 5 with no flexibility.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
it's a different world. So I would take the 80 hours a week of this flexible freedom
Yeah.
and hard work than 40 hours, grinding for someone else. And there's also a ceiling. Like this, it's
Exactly.
like I can work as much as I want to put my heart into it and help it grow.
Right.
And then it's just building partnerships and relationships. And I thrive one on one. That is my thing. I'm not a huge group presentation kind of person, but I've actually been doing really well one on one with people and just building those relationships, those friendships, and that trust with them has really helped me thrive with this specific business because I mean, it is so much about trust
It
and
is.
not just the bottom line and can I make money off this person, but
Mhm.
truly helping people.
Yeah, absolutely. You are like you showcase that so well. And that's something that we were just talking about that last night, like lead with helping.
Yeah.
And it's just not always about you. It's just
No.
about how you can make somebody else's day better. And if you do that consistently, it's going to come back to you.
Oh yeah.
So,
The money comes with helping.
hmm.
Like, people are more willing to trust you, give you money if you're giving them so much value and help on the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, your guys' story of helping that family with this farm and stuff like was so inspiring.
Oh, thank
And,
you.
it ended well, but it may not have, but you guys were still just in it to help. And
Right.
that's awesome. Like that really inspired me. And I actually like went back to a couple relationships that I'd backburnered after that, going, oh, I don't see this going anywhere business wise.
Yeah.
But those people still really need that relationship and collaboration and encouragement and support. And it's actually going places now. Like
Right.
it was really it's just awesome to see when
Yeah.
we're all working together. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And I mean, you like put it right back to us when to give everybody listening backstory, we were running a little like competition in our group and we wanted everybody to share like what they were working on. And each comment gained them an entry to win a free landing page from me and Dalton. And Heather and another group member were participating like heavily. It was like just you two girls, like going back and forth. I was like, they want this. And so we did like the wheel spinner and Heather won it. And when I messaged her to tell her that she won it, she was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I need this." But the other person was really excited. Can I gift it to her? And I was like, that's incredible. Like in the same sentence of her saying, I need this and this would be great for me, she wants to give it to somebody else. So we actually ended up doing it for both of them because like Heather, you just inspired us to throw that kindness back into the world. And that's what I love about you.
yeah, thank you. Well, I'm excited for both of us to get this
Yeah.
websites up and going. So excited.
Yeah. I mean, we like thrive off of giving you guys as much value as we can. And it's always, very much appreciated when you guys light up and get excited with
Yeah.
us. Me and
Yeah.
Donna over here like little kids, like, oh, what are we gonna do now? And then like
Yes.
when you guys get excited too, it's really fun. So what do you think changed for you that made you start looking for a new way to create income and stability? Like what was the shift of like after those 300 job applications and working out, when were you like, what else is an option here?
Um, I think well, it took me about 3 months of still applying for jobs, still going back and forth, doing this half-heartedly, talking to businesses. I did the magnet menus for a little bit, but I was still just applying. Every morning I'd wake up, I had my routine, applied for more jobs, said my prayers, fingers crossed, hope it works. And then did this other thing, just sort of, okay, I'll keep this going just to fill the gaps. And um, I had to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of praying,
Hmm.
and just it was not my not to get too spiritual, but like I just did not feel at peace. My soul was not at rest when
Hmm.
I was applying for these jobs, and even thinking about going back to the grind on some of these and the amount of training that they would take, and it would take me away from my family. And one of them would take me to the East Coast for a month, and I'd miss like my son's graduation from boot camp. And it was that shift, I think it was that month when I applied for that one, and they wanted to interview me and I passed. That they were like, well, if it comes down to it though, you'd have to go to the East Coast for a month.
Hmm.
I'm like, this is just not the life I want. I don't want a ceiling. I don't want the restrictions. I don't want the inflexibility. Like my whole world sort of revolves around my kids.
Yeah.
So they are the most important thing. And I don't want to miss it. I want
Yeah.
to be here for them. And that's why we ended up in Idaho. My son's over here going to college and is now in the military. And I'm like, this is too important. I don't want to miss these moments.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, just sort of had like, I just jumped right in. I'm like, I would rather work the 80 to 100 hours a week than work for someone else and not go there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
great.
I
It's
oh,
totally,
go
I was
ahead,
gonna say
sorry.
it's totally a different mindset, especially because, when our pets get sick, and same thing could go for your children. Like, when you have a job, you almost have that hesitation, like, man, do I take a PTO? Like, in my PTO,
Yes.
I want that for
Hmm.
vacation. I don't want that to
Yep.
just, so like you're in this constant mindset battle of like, what's more important here? And you don't
Yep.
have to fight those when you're doing business for yourself. So very
Yep.
cool. Very cool to be in the situation we're all in.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talking about your soul not being at peace. Oh my gosh, that speaks to me because I came from healthcare. I worked in like the laboratory, and then I was doing travel work for what was that, a couple years. We
Yeah,
traveled
years.
around, and then I switched over to the staffing side of things. So I was the one finding people the travel jobs, and then I eventually was doing like their marketing and their sales. And what I liked about the travel jobs was that you switch every 3 months. So like you don't have time to get bored. You just move on, but you're still working for somebody else,
Mhm.
grinding. The conditions of the laboratories you're going to are probably poor. That's why they are hiring travelers, not locals.
Yep.
So it was not ideal by any means, but I was making good money, got to leave after 3 months. And then when I settled into the staffing position, my fulfillment, my fulfillment tanked, my boredom skyrocketed because I was just sitting there. It was remote too. So like we were able to move out to Montana. We were actually from Indiana and we moved out to Montana because we were both working remote. But I felt so stuck. I think I worked for three different agencies
Hmm.
because I
Mm,
was just like, nope, screw this one. I'm
yeah.
going to the next. And I was job hopping. And then there was just a day that we had our business going and it was like I actually had a fourth job lined up, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm done. I'm telling them I'm not coming. I'm not going to be there, and I'm putting everything into our business. And that was when I had left my job because, yeah, I was not at peace. Like I just wanted to do the next best thing, the next
Yeah.
thing that I thought was gonna get me more money or more freedom or
Yeah.
more time or a higher position. And yeah, I totally feel what you're saying there.
Yeah. Well, and
Hmm.
it's exciting to get up again, and like I can't wait to get up and work on whatever I have going and doing the ads or contacting more companies, and I'll be up till 2 a.m. because I'm just like I'm in it and I don't want to stop. And man, I mean, working for someone else, there's just you don't have that
No.
just that passion even. So
Hmm.
it changes just what it does to your whole body
Right.
when you're working, and it's
Yeah.
uplifting and fulfilling
Yeah.
instead of draining.
If
Yeah.
you're up at 2 a.m. when you're working for somebody else, it's because you have a mean boss and a deadline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to kind of shift the conversation, so let's kind of bring it back to the community cards. What do you feel like at the beginning was, something that was, something you feared or any hurdles you had to work through, whether that's mental or whether that's difficult people you had to talk to? I guess what about started with your journey for the community cards?
I'll say I started out terrified because I had just tried the 9 by 12 and I had gotten so many no's. But I had also focused on, I was literally door knocking. I was walking door to door, talking to businesses, trying to get past those gatekeepers that are feisty just to try to get the name or
They
something of
do
an
their
owner.
job.
They do
Oh,
this.
they do.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd have to go through all of that again and that it would be, I'd get just as many no's and I'd get rejected again and try yet another thing that didn't work. And I was honestly terrified and savings was running out. And I'm like, oh, like I just can't fail at something else.
No.
And I talked to a business that she was a friend, but they own a business. And she started asking about, B2B and that we don't really want to hop on your card because we don't market to consumers, we're more business, and could you put together a card like that? And I had just heard you guys talk about the chamber, in your area getting you a list, and you did a B2B card, and I'm like, yes, this could be it. Then of course my chamber shut me down.
Yeah.
We don't do that, they
Right.
strictly prohibit the contacting of businesses at the chamber, which is baffling, but
Don't get that.
um, yeah, no. So it was honestly terrifying because then I'm like, I was so excited right after that. And then to be, oh shoot, this may not work.
Yeah.
And so I just had to shift it and start thinking outside the box. And, the chamber is a group of businesses. So where else do I find a group of businesses? And I'd already sort of joined or started attending a few other local networking groups. And then I ended up just jumping all in with this health and wellness one. And incredible people, so many businesses, and like, okay, I could sort of do the same thing here. And it was a answer to prayer for the gal that started that networking group because she'd never done print. She'd been trying to find ways of, utilizing print in marketing that networking group and also helping grow her networking group and all the businesses and members in that group. And this was the perfect combination of that and working with someone that she trusted because she'd been really burnt by a couple other people that she tried it with. And so developing that relationship with her was honestly incredible. And we were able to just create that card where it not only, gets the word out about her networking group, but it also supports all of her members that are trying to grow their businesses and make the most of these touches and getting in front of people in mailboxes where I think you guys recently posted like people only get 2 to 3 pieces of mail a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's eye opening. I'm like, this could really stand out in mailboxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this could be life changing for these members and this opportunity at such a minimal price, you
Yes.
know. So I've really tried to keep it minimal. I mean, I could increase it. I've really just tried not to though. I want to stick at that lower amount so that it is doable for anyone
Right.
getting
Right.
started. And there've been a couple people where I've looked at doing some service swaps to help them out for a month. And
Mhm.
I was trying to go through them anyway. So I'm like, this is a win-win. This could be a win-win for this. Let's get you on the card and we'll swap some service and
Yeah.
just trying to stay flexible. But that was really changing. So just trying to keep my mind open to other opportunities and using chat.
Yeah.
That is my personal assistant. And
Yes.
man, like opens my eyes to things that like my brain gets stuck in a rut so easy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I hone in on things and then I just don't even realize all these things that I could be adding to it or coupling it with or tweaking my verbiage that can help this. And man, what did we do before
Oh
AI?
gosh, I don't know. We used to say the same about smartphones. What did we do before
Yeah.
smartphones? Now it's AI. I
Yeah.
don't even want to answer that question because that's
Yeah.
impossible for me.
Yep.
No, I think
Yeah.
that you built some incredible relationships and like what you said about getting stuck like in your own mind, I do the same, especially when you're
Yeah.
working on so many different things.
Hmm.
But I think like when you just kind of take a step back and let your mind breathe, like go outside, what do
Yes.
they say? Go touch grass. It's
Yeah.
like the
Yes.
your mind just opens up to so many different avenues and opportunities and collaborations. Like I was never one for the group projects either because, you always end up doing all the work. But
Yes.
when you find quality people, honestly, that's where some of our best business deals have come from is working with others. As long as you
Mhm.
align, as long as, they put in the same amount of effort as you do, or they have the same
Yeah.
goals and values as you do,
Right.
that's when a beautiful thing sprouts and everybody wins and you feel happy and
Yeah.
fulfilled. And it really sounds like that's what you're creating.
Yeah. What do you feel
Yeah.
like was your most form of outreach that worked the best for you?
In person, just meeting with these networking groups and actually building these connections. Because even just being in person, even if it's for 10 seconds,
Yeah.
introducing yourself, you're real.
Mhm.
And that builds a level of trust that email and social media and some of
Mhm.
these online things just doesn't provide.
Right.
Half the time when you get an email, and even with AI, especially with AI now, you don't know, like, is this a real person? That
Yeah.
question is always in the back of so many people's minds.
Yeah.
So having that personal local interaction with someone, because then you can follow up with an email and they know you're legit. They know you're a
Right.
real
Yeah.
person. They've met you. You were having a bad hair day and nothing went right. You spilled coffee on yourself on the way in. Like it's just a real interaction. And I swear every time I go to an event, something happens like to where, well, this is what you get today. Sorry, real person, mom
Right.
life. This just happens. But we're working together, we're making things work, and that's life. That's adulthood, that's business.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
And especially with, the price point of these postcards, I think
mhm.
that people are like, they can immediately think that's a scam.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not entertaining that. That's not real. But then,
Hmm.
and I've had people that maybe I messaged them on Facebook or emailed them, and then I pick up the phone and call, and they're like, oh, like you really do live here? I thought that
Yeah.
was fake.
Yes.
So, yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. Networking groups are so important. We're part of our Missoula Chamber, of course. We're
Mhm.
not part of any of the like BNI groups just yet because they have attendance that they want you to follow. And we
Yeah.
spend a lot of time not here because we've got family in other places. So we haven't been able to make those work, but we do take advantage of like the guest days and a lot of the people in the groups in our area have been on our cards. So they always reach out. They're like, hey, do you want to come? And we're like, we're in Indiana, sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're
I
really valuable.
yeah, they are. I've had to think outside of BNI too. I just couldn't, it was almost too professional, if that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense
I
for
can
me and where
understand.
I'm at right now.
Right.
It was just a totally different vibe. And so I was looking for local groups that just bonded over something else, I guess.
Oh, cool.
And they meet personally as much as they do professionally
Yeah.
and just support each other through life. And when someone gets sick, they're there as a group. And that's more my vibe anyways. So that's what I've been looking for. Although I found myself sick 2 months ago and then I spent a month sick. So I've only been well like a couple weeks now.
Oh, yeah. I remember
And
you telling me that.
I had to completely shift because I couldn't attend anything
Yeah.
anymore. And so that's when I started Facebook. And Dalton, one of your trainings, you were sharing like when you go into these groups, how do you find the businesses that are the members? And you go to the member page and scroll down, and you can actually see
Filter
a list
by
of
the pages. Yeah.
yes. That was game changer for me. That's how I started. Like, wow, there really are a lot of businesses on here in these groups. It's not just the people. I mean, a lot of them they're messaging personal pages. I had no idea,
Okay.
but there's a lot of businesses on here.
Yeah.
And so I started going through there and just trying to reach out, which blocked me on Facebook a couple
Yeah,
times.
you
I
know,
had my
Gonna
issue.
happen.
uh-huh. It's been
Yes.
Dalton was locked out for like 72 hours one time. We're
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
here we go.
It was the weekend,
Yeah.
Yep.
so thankfully that was
Right.
great.
That was a mess.
Yeah. Well, and it blocks me out of both my pages for some reason, the personal or professional one plus the business page. So it
Yeah.
blocked me out of everything.
Mm.
That was frustrating. So then I shifted more to email and using Facebook to find the contacts, but instead of reaching out through Facebook, email them and just say, hey, I saw your ad on Facebook, or I saw you in this group on Facebook, and then use your template. I literally copy and paste your template for the outreach, just that 2 or 3 sentences.
Mhm.
And I feel like I get a really good response rate because I'll
Really?
send 20 to 30 a day and I will get at least a handful that usually message back.
That's awesome.
And I feel like that's a high. I mean, I hear all these people in the groups and, they're like, we're messaging 300 and got zero response. And I'm like, I messaged 30, a tenth of that,
Yeah.
and got a handful. And they're not always yeses, but
Yeah.
they're
Right.
messaging back going, this sounds really intriguing. I would love to hear more.
Hmm.
Or wow, like this sounds like something I want in on. Can you send me, a picture of a sample? Or what
Mhm.
does this look like? I'm not visualizing this.
Yeah.
That's interaction. And when they're not getting a copy paste, auto response, they're getting a personal like email from me within a couple hours. I try to be really speedy. That helps. And then I think you mentioned also in one of your trainings recently, Dalton, where like if you can, if you're not getting responses, make sure you're following up. And by that third email, it increases by 40 something percent
Mhm.
your chances of response or something like that. And I'm like, okay, because I wasn't doing that until I heard you say that. I was just sending those 30 emails a day and then a new list the next day, and I wasn't coming back around. I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, so every few days or once a week, I'll go back and then do the second round of emails or the third round of emails for
Mhm.
any of them that I didn't hear back.
Yeah.
And it works. You were right.
You
Like
saw like
there's
the
actually people
responses
responding
increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
going,
just
oh, I really was interested. I totally forgot to respond. Can you
Yeah.
send me more info?
Hmm.
And they're business owners just like me. Like they're drowning in emails and
Yeah.
they just need that reminder. You're not pressuring them, you're not annoying them. Just send that follow-up email.
Yeah.
And that really could, like your persistence might be what they need because they are drowning
Yep.
and they need help in their business and just follow up. And I don't know.
You heard it here,
That's
guys,
worked.
from Heather. Just follow up.
Yes.
I say it all
Follow
the
up.
time. The fortune is in the follow-up because, like you said, they're busy. They look at it. A customer walks in, they have to set their phone down,
Yes.
and it's out of their mind. It's gone. So then you want to come back around
Mhm.
because there's a good chance they were interested. They just got busy or forgot, or
Yeah.
they didn't even see it because it's buried amongst all the rest of them. It could be a
Mhm.
timing thing too, where you just need to pop
Yeah.
it back to the top of their inbox.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it really does increase because a one-off email is much more likely to be a scam than somebody genuinely following up
Yep.
with
Yeah.
different verbiage and
Yep.
different timing, not just like a bot sending out, "Are you interested?"
Mm. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I think that's super important.
Yeah. And
I
I've literally just been using your scripts. I've gone through and I created them all into templates in Gmail and they're working. Like it really is that simple. You don't have to have something fancy or long. And
no.
Mhm.
I heard it in your train. I mean, it's just the short and sweet
Mhm.
and keep it simple.
Yeah.
And it's really working. So it's been a blessing.
And
Well,
again,
we
sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
we read Russell Brunson's ex no, not expert. What's the green one? Traffic
Traffic.
Secrets. And he talks about like the attention span of people. And back in like the 80s, it was like 20 minutes. And like now in today's age, I think the average attention span is like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So imagine like you've got 7 seconds to catch a business owner's in an email, or he's swimming in
Yeah.
probably at least 30 to 40 a day. So like you got to be quick. Get rid of the jargon, the jumble, or anything like that, and get to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
what it is. This is what it
Yep.
costs. You in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when I first started, before I found you guys with the 9 by 12s, the emails that I were sending, like was sending, I had everything in that email. I
Mm,
had the bullet points that I thought were important. I had the prices. I had everything that they would need because I knew they were busy. And I'm like, they're going to need everything up front so that they know whether to bother following up.
right.
But it's almost opposite of that.
It is.
Like they just need one piece of information. Do I want more after that?
Right.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
see whether, don't put it all on them. And so I've really had to shift my thinking there. And then follow-up has been key, even with the yeses. And Rachel, after our conversation a couple months ago, that's been huge.
Do you
Like
think
I
that's
had
made a
so,
difference for you? Good.
oh yeah, yeah. I had so many people that I was meeting with in person were interested. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. And then I'd wait till the end of the day till I get home to email them or invoice them. And by then I'm like, they're ghosting me. What is going on? Everyone is truly interested when I'm seeing them in person, but by the end of the day or by tomorrow, it's gone.
Yeah.
That excitement's gone. And just not waiting. Do it then. Take the time to get familiar with how to send an invoice on my phone.
Yep.
Just that piece of advice was huge.
So
That really changed.
you started bringing your phone and sending invoices in person?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So
I love that.
backstory.
Oh my God.
Backstory. So until this business, until this summer, I haven't been on social media in 8 years. I went off of everything,
I don't blame
and we don't have cable TV. We don't do anything. We
you. Yeah.
literally got off of everything.
Hmm.
And I had to get back on social media this summer. Holy cow, things have changed. I mean, I was like AIM and MSN, like that was more
Right.
my jam. And it's been a journey. So I've had to learn all those like marketing tips and secrets on like, okay, what is a post? What's a reel? I had all this verbiage I had to learn that like I had no clue. My daughter's sitting here, Mom, lame. How do you not know this?
Sounds like you need to hire her.
Yes, yes. But that's been a journey in and of itself. But yeah, learning to you can invoice on a phone, how to get QuickBooks loaded to where I can accept payment on a phone. All those things it's been a learning curve for sure. It's been a journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I come from. Like I'm not this tech savvy, like, and I mean the other person that was going for the website with that competition, she's sort of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like this isn't, it wasn't what we're familiar with or our strong suit or our generation. It's just not where we're coming from, but you can still make this work. And
Yeah.
it really is bottom line relationships, whether you have Facebook or not, or whether you are familiar with all these things. It really is just get it, relationships,
Yeah.
whether it's meeting with your HOA, going to those meetings, or whatever you can do wherever you're at, just building relationships. And I mean, just getting to know people. I'm shocked how many business owners there are out there.
I
There's a
know.
lot more of people, a lot more
It-
people trying to make ends meet and trying to
yeah.
do something on their own, even if it
Yeah.
is that second job, that, side hustle. This is the kind of opportunity that they could actually afford to do to help grow that second income so that, their spouse can stay home or so that they can help take care of their parents or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
that's been huge for me is
Yeah.
even I can do this.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that's like a really good point to make, Heather. A lot of people kind of worry that they're not tech savvy. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to a computer or Canva, Facebook, but neither did you, and you're doing
Yep.
extremely well. You learn as you go. Like all you need to
Yeah.
know, I always say this, is you only need to know step one.
Yep.
Then maybe
Actually, I only
step
need to
more.
know 3 letters. GPT.
Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
Hmm.
Next to that, it'll tell you the rest.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always having it like, okay, how do I do this? And then it just walks me through.
Yeah.
And then you can even take screenshots, send it into GPT and be like, this is what I'm seeing. And it's like, oh, okay, click there. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's super cool. I know that you are just an extremely genuine person. So I know that anybody that meets with you in person, I know
Mhm.
that like you guys will just click instantly. So I'm not surprised that this is going really well for you.
Yeah.
If you had to share some words on somebody who's starting out, what do you think would be most beneficial for them to hear or do?
Um, don't discount your own strengths and don't think you have to do it how someone else is doing it. I know like it was overwhelming and like I said, I was in Jake's group for almost a year before really getting going on anything because I was so overwhelmed with information and I was hearing, Grant and all these people that were just bigwigs and they were doing so much. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do that. Like, that's not me. How can I make this work? And it's really just understanding or remembering you don't have to do it like they did. Just use the strengths you have and you can make this work. And it really is just about helping people. That's been a mind shift too. As much as I need this income, like this is make or break for me, my heart is also, I just want to help people. And
Yep.
the
Hmm.
more you can shift that mentality, things just fall into place.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And people gravitate towards those that are genuine, like you said, and truly they can trust and they know that you're there for them. And I love building relationships anyways, so it's a good match. And I don't know, just don't give up either. Like there've been so many times where I go a week straight and only get no's. And
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
does happen. Like even though I've had some really great weeks lately, I also still have those weeks where I'm like, dang, I didn't get anything this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's okay. Like you just keep going because you're still planting those seeds,
Yep.
getting those introductions and making those connections. And it's just like anything else. Like when a roofer sends out a card, not everyone needs a roof when they get those flyers in the mail.
Right.
But it's making that connection, that point, that way, when something happens next month or next year, and they're in that place where they're looking for something, you're the one that comes to mind.
Hmm.
And so it's really just build those relationships. And it may not be for right now, but down the road, they might need some help. And because they trusted you, they know you, and you didn't go anywhere, even after a no, they're going to come back at some point. And
Yeah,
that's important.
absolutely. If you couldn't,
I quick want to tell a story before we move on. I had a conversation with somebody that was interested in joining our community, and she said that she was talking to her mother, and mother was like 87, and that she got like a mailer from a realtor, and the mom, she was talking to her daughter who was also a realtor, and she was like, "Wow, look at this nice card. She must be doing good." And like, look at the almost instant credibility like that direct mail person
Yes.
had bought her. So like it is true, like direct mail is powerful. Like it also builds the trust and it also builds the
Mhm.
credibility. And it just
Yep.
showed her firsthand from like a family member
That's so
that
funny.
that's how powerful this stuff is. Even when somebody's like she had no idea who she was, but it was almost instant like, yeah, she must be doing great. She's
Yeah.
like doing these kind of things. Like you have no idea what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Right. And, that woman probably isn't in the market for buying a house, but
Nope.
she was so wowed by this card that if she comes
Yeah.
across someone who is, she's gonna be like, call Julie. She's got postcards.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's just like the in-person interaction. It makes you legit and real for
Hmm.
those people versus an email or a social media ad. Like
Yeah.
even the social media stuff, I'm like, I don't know if this is a scam or not. These ads that
Right.
pop up, and not to discount, like there's a place for online advertisement, but that in-person touch, or even if it's a card in the mail, it really is powerful on the legitimacy of your business and who you are as a person. It adds a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
So you have two cards done now, right? Community cards?
Almost. I have one. I have the networking health and wellness one that I just finished, and that's at Jake's being printed. And
Nice.
then I have a second one for my town. I'm starting here. The other one was like a valley-wide one.
Okay.
Um, but this one's in my specific town, and I've almost got it full. I've just got a few spots left on the back,
Very
and so
cool.
close on that one. So,
And you have done several solo mailers now too,
yes,
which
I've
is
done two
incredible.
10,000 runs and 11 and an 11,000. And then quite a bit other just, I don't know, door hangers and other postcards for events that they hand out and business cards and all the kind of print stuff, which has been fun and brochures and all that kind of stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, I think
Yep.
print, of course, we always talk about the digital marketing side because that's a big part of our business.
Hmm.
But I think that we should definitely talk about print more. And
Yeah.
you sharing this is going to kind of like re-spark that for
Yeah.
everybody because it's a really simple way to add more services to your business. And
Hmm.
again, like all you have to do is maybe the design, or you can outsource that if you don't want to do
Yeah.
that. And then you just kind of become the go-to person for business cards, flyers, brochure, all the things that businesses need
Hmm.
every day.
We
Yep.
have a cool thing. We won't talk too much about it because it's like it's still in the process of rolling out, but we're actually partnering with an apparel company that they do customized printing for whether it's sweatshirts, quarter zips, anything like that. And whoever works with us will be like they'll work under us, but also sell and they'll get like 10% of anything off the order. So it'll be a
Hmm.
huge opportunity for people to go through us and work with us in print apparel.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that's
basically
great.
just like what Jake offers, but with t-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah. And the great thing is like he'll handle all the customer service. All you have to do
Yeah.
is bring the lead. Like his whole point, and the great thing is the 10% off. So say he keeps selling to that same person, you're going to
Mhm.
continue to get that 10% every time he makes a sale with them. So like it's
Oh,
not going to
wow.
go away. It's a true affiliate program for apparel. It's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
We love when
Hmm.
there's like hands-off stuff. We're like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a blessing. My son, he actually has an apparel business as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yeah.
he's been doing the screen printing and DTF and stuff. And I'm like, I was able to just go to him, when people have that question of like, well, can you do this? And I'm like, yes, I
Yeah.
have someone who can.
Right.
Because I'm so used to just the print, I've
Right.
done bookmarks and stuff for churches and different, companies now. But then when they want the swag, when they want, that
Right.
extra little thing, I'm like, now
Yeah.
I have someone that I trust that can do it. And I'm about to get my own. So I can have a uniform of sorts when I
There
go to
you
these
go.
networking
Nice.
things.
Yes.
He's going to make me up
Perfect.
a bunch of stuff.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, that's going to be fun.
So since you have that connection,
Mhm.
try to get in with schools for their soccer teams,
Yes.
race directors for like, turkey trots, or
Mhm.
what are some of the other ones, like the big races with that would
Yeah.
have like a fun name. Though they always get shirts printed for those.
Mhm.
Yeah, any sports teams, gyms, of course, businesses. Yeah, really
Yeah.
kind of like put that top of your mind and
Mhm.
start pushing that out to people as well, especially if it's going to be like large orders, like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
teams, for schools. And then, yeah, you've got your son. So that's incredible.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and those kind of events, that'd be a perfect combination because they're going to need the paper print
mhm.
and the apparel print
Yes.
and possibly some marketing or
Yeah.
something. And I'm excited to start using your guys's, the white label stuff too, because that's the whole realm. I'm not social media or online. So it's exciting to have someone like you guys that are another go-to that I can trust. And otherwise you're just Googling and you never know. And it's just
No.
so sketchy.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it could be hit or miss. GPT
yep.
could be on its game or off its game and tell you the
Yeah.
totally wrong thing. And you're like,
Yep.
oh. So,
Yeah.
yeah, if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to us anytime. We are really here to help you guys
Yep.
succeed. So, yeah, I
Mhm.
would love to see you out there just selling apparel, selling
Yes.
postcards, selling services, and just make this
Yeah.
like just a full churning business for you.
Yep. Well, it's been a fun run and I'm excited to see where it goes and the freedom that it can provide my family. And I get to go to Texas next month for a couple weeks and I can bring my computer and just
Yeah.
keep working on this. And that's huge. I couldn't have taken off a couple weeks to go see my folks with
Yeah,
the whole family.
right.
That's big. That's big.
It
So,
is. And I think like what you're realizing, and I'll say this because it's what I realized, that your time and your freedom and flexibility is way more important than a stable job.
Yeah.
I think,
oh yeah.
of course, we're raised to go get a job and work until
Hmm.
you retire. And that's all well and fine, but I think there's a select few of us out here that want so much more for ourselves. I mean, you've seen everything that we've done this year. We were on a cruise
Yeah.
for a week. We went
Hmm.
a couple other places. Then we were in Indiana for a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we got home and then we hopped on a plane to New York. Now we might be going to Minnesota this weekend. Like, I mean, we just can
Yeah.
go wherever we want,
You're
when we
free.
want. And if
Hmm.
something needs done, we've got our phone in our pocket, we've got our
Yeah.
computer with us. I mean, it's just nothing can compare.
Nope.
And if that
Hmm.
meant making less money, but having more time, I would take it all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I fully agree. Yep.
Well, I'm glad
Awesome.
that you are experiencing that because that's not a lot of people get to do that, and it's
Yeah.
just incredible. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for, letting us interview and ask you a couple questions, Heather. If anybody is interested in kind of following the same path as Heather, is there any way that they can reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. They can email or call anytime. I
okay.
can I can share my
We can
number
put your
on here
information
or
in the notes as well.
Yeah, and
yeah.
we can put
And
like your Facebook,
yeah.
um,
Yeah, that'd be
your
great.
your Nampa Spotlight page too, so everybody can go check out what you're doing and see what
Hmm.
you're up to.
Yeah. Just if they have
Yeah.
questions on how you're doing success being so successful,
Hmm.
anything
Yeah.
helps these people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
have
I'd say
anything
jump
else?
into your community. Like that was just game changing for me. joining this community that was something doable that I could actually implement. And the information that you guys have shared is truly working. Like just follow the steps, follow the scripts, don't give up, don't stop. And it can work. It does work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's been
Appreciate
great.
that.
Thank you for starting that community and for being
Sure.
so open and just generous with your time and your knowledge, because that's been hugely impactful in my life.
Yeah, and you're
Awesome.
utilizing it properly. You're in
Yeah.
there, you're commenting, you're sharing things,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it's made for. That's when you're going to get the most out of it. So
Yes.
you're doing
Hmm.
everything right inside of there to make sure that you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
And so I just want to commend you for that.
Yeah.
And thank you for the kind words. That means more than you know. We're very proud of what we've built because it's very fulfilling for us.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's the best thing since sliced bread. We're proud because it makes us
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff is so simple that literally we did an interview with somebody else where they interviewed us, and then we actually like she loved the idea and she's like, I bet I could get my 12-year-old son to start doing this. And like as far as we
Yeah.
know, he's moving forward and working on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like it's so simple. It's easy for anybody to do. You just do what we tell you. And I promise it'll all work out.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
Sweet. So to
Well,
selfishly plug ourselves, you can find that community at communitycardsplaybook.com. Like I said,
Hmm.
communitycardplaybook.com. We'll put it in the show notes as well.
cool. Anything else to add, Heather?
No, just thank
Okay.
you so much. This has been
Yes.
incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Heather. This has been awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.